You're here because you want to remove follow bots, and I'm here to tell you just how to remove them. Stay tuned. So if you're just in a hurry to remove the follow bots, I've put a little timestamp in the description below. Just click on that and that'll take you to the part where you can actually just remove the follow bots. But stick around, as I will go into more depth about it. Encountering follow bots, it can be a little bit of a nerve-wracking experience, especially if you are a small streamer like ourselves, as we'd never encountered them before, and it was kind of bittersweet, as when we first discovered it, we went on our analytics, we discovered that our following had went up by 600 followers overnight. This was kind of a like, ooh, we're finally getting discovered, until we looked further and closer into it, and we discovered that these were all just follow bots, and we'd been kind of like excited, like, yes, we finally hit over 1,000 followers. However, 600 of them were all fakes. How can you tell the difference between what's a normal follower and what's a follow bot? Well, simple thing is, you look out for a few telltale signs. First off, follow bots, they are usually random name followed by a set of numbers. Second thing, they usually follow in large batches within a 10 to 15 minute period, and this will come into play later. And finally, they're all dead accounts. If you click on the profiles, there's very little interaction with them. Some were made up to 3 or 4 years ago, but they haven't really been interacting with people and they don't run streams themselves. So if you were like us and when you get follow botted you had no idea what to do, first thing you do is you go to Twitch's terms and services and see what they advise on how to deal with these. For us, it was a case of we were getting follow botted not just once or twice here or there, but over a consecutive period for about a week, and we saw spikes in our followers, sometimes off stream, sometimes on stream. We found Twitch's advice to be a little bit unhelpful and a little bit confusing in places as well, because what you've got to do is you basically get the account or accounts that have been following. And sometimes, like I say, we were followed up to by about 2,000 to 3,000 different accounts over the period of a week. And rather than trying to go on and report every single one, what we did was we went to Twitch's contact team. We reported one of the accounts and said, look, we've been followed by around about 600 accounts as it was on the day. And we just sent it in a team and we heard nothing back. From what we understand, Twitch reads these reports and when they get around to it, they start deleting them one by one, which can be quite a timely process. And we were sitting there like, oh, well, can we not just like have them blocked or banned? But unfortunately, Twitch doesn't really have a service for that. So we were kind of stumped as to how to resolve this issue. What is bad about follow bots? Surely having a huge increase in boosting followers is a good thing for your account, even if they are like not bought. Well, yes and no. See, Twitch doesn't really have the kind of algorithm that the likes of Facebook or YouTube have for discoverability. So on Twitch, it's really dog eat dog. You have to put in the hard graft. You have to really grind away, and only then, when you start gaining followers, when you start gaining more viewers, will they start to put you up on the pedestal with like the big time streamers and gamers. So followers, you might get the kind of like herd psychology, as sheep follow more sheep kind of thing. And you think like, well, you've got a lot of followers, great, that'll help that out no end. And as long as you report it to Twitch, then surely there should be no problem. That's the kind of grey area. So when I say grey area, what I mean is, by all means, yes, having an inflated following can be a good thing. However, if people are out there trying to discover new streams and they see that you've got, say, about 10 to 20,000 followers, however, you only get around about 2 to 5 average viewers a week, then they're going to notice some kind of dispensation there, and they're going to think, oh, well, this person was desperate enough to go out and either buy followers, or they're just not entertaining enough to keep these 20,000 people, entertained. And that can be a big put-off. It's either desperation or it's just that the evidence is there that what you're doing isn't working. The issue that this can cause is that bot follows can actually land you in trouble. As I say, like, if Twitch think that you have went out there and actually bought followers or bought viewers, then you could lose your whole channel. And say, as a hypothetical situation, if somebody was to troll you, all they'd have to do is go onto one of these buying followers or buying viewer sites. They'd pay like about nominal £10 to £20, and then once you've been followed, once you've been like viewed as it's been delivered, then that person then can go to Twitch and say, I know this person's buying followers or buying views, and then you can lose your channel over it. It has been done, it has been put to us. It was never kind of considered by us initially, but there is that malicious side to it. Lastly, with followers, one of the worst things is it's the long-term analytics. Now, I'm a person who likes my graphs. I like to look at the analytics behind everything. It's part of my job. When I step down as SunnyCon chairman, my role as an ambassador is looking at the numbers, looking at the figures, and seeing what I can do to help the company and move it forward that way. And the same goes with Twitch, and we've moved over to Twitch and YouTube and all our social medias, and I'm a huge stickler for analytics. Follow bots, they're not really going to disappear instantly. Twitch doesn't really have the manpower or the resources to go out there and just instantly ban all of these bot accounts that are on their platform. One, I think it might actually be very detrimental to Twitch because they've got their numbers and they can turn around to investors and add revenue and say, we have X amount of millions of people on our platform. And they might not say like, well, X amount of million of these millions are actually follow bots. No, they'll just put it out as, we've got this huge number, we can reach this audience here. So from a professional side, it doesn't really make sense for them to turn around and kind of like lower their numbers. And that's why we see with follow bots, and especially when we reported them, none of the accounts were removed. Even after reporting that we'd been follow botted, the accounts weren't removed immediately, and we were stuck with them. And that kind of skewed our analytics because our true numbers were we had around about 400 followers at the time, averaging around about 5 or 6 viewers per stream. And all of a sudden it just shot up to, I think the max part it went about 2,400. But by that point, we then learned how to actually block and remove all follow bots from our account. The issue with that is the long-term analytics, because if you look at it, and what your graph should show is a steady curve going upwards and a slope going upwards. And this can be, if you work hard and you've got really good content over the space of 3 to maybe 10 years, that you can steadily grow your channel and grow yourself as a brand. And you've got to think that if you are follow botted, then these follow bots are going to mess with the future analytics as they slowly get removed one by one, or maybe they'll do them in batches, and you might get to the point where you see like about 500 to 2,000 of your followers just drop straight down, and then you think like all that progress you've made and you're back to square one, when in fact it's like they're just removing the dead accounts. Whereas for me, I'm a bit of a perfectionist. I want to know the analytics. I want to know how many real people are following us, and that was the issue that we had to resolve here. My point with follow bots is, apart from a cosmetic like number increase, there's very little benefit to having them, because if you want to make it big on platforms like Twitch, on platforms like YouTube, Facebook, and any other streaming service that's out there, you need a committed, loyal, engaging community. And it really goes against like building a community if you have like say 1,000 followers but 600 of them don't partake or don't interact. That means like the rest who actually do kind of feel like, oh well, this community's a bit dead, so they might move on. And that's one of the things with follow bots. It doesn't help at all. Did Twitch remove our follow bots immediately? No. Like I say, they've probably got their hands full with lots of other different things on the platform. And follow bots, they don't really do much harm outside of inflate people's numbers and skew analytics, which I can imagine being quite low on Twitch's kind of to-do list at the moment. But for a small streamer like ourselves, it can be quite frustrating, especially when it wasn't just one isolated follow bot attack, but over a space of about 7 days. And it wasn't just offline, it was online as well. And I've got a clip from when we actually follow botted over on my Ring Fit stream. So, roll clip. Internalized climber. Ah, here we go again. Tut, tut, tut. You see this down here, all getting deleted. So as you can see, absolutely tons of people following. Apart from making it an interesting talking point for the chat, there was very little outside of it. What I would suggest is on your chat bot, disable all follows. Also your alert box, just turn that off immediately. As that can be frustrating. That's the only kind of inconvenience to it. However, went out there, we went on the internet, we had a quick look around, and it was quite hard to find actually, but that's why I'm doing this video. And this is how we managed to get all of our follow bots removed and deleted from our account. Twitch tools by @CommanderRoot. This is a godsend. And this is one of the things that I am absolutely over the moon with, the fact that we were actually managing to find this, and it will help you out as well, as I'm assuming you've been follow botted as well and wanted to get it all removed. Look up for Twitch tools at @CommanderRoot. I will put a link in the description below. Just click on that link and follow the instructions. And the way you do it is you log in via your Twitch account, connect it up with CommanderRoot, and then that will bring up all of your follow list. And you can have a look through all of your followers. Now, the best part about this, like I was saying back at the beginning, is that follow bots do it in batches. So if you know the date, if you know the time that you were follow botted, then you just click on the search bar and you can filter through to that date, that time, and then it will show up all of the people who followed then. And then you can kind of group all of the follow bots together, just highlight them all, and you can either choose to just block them or to have them unfollow and blocked at the same time. Now, there might be one or two actual viewers that might get through this. That's why the just unfollow part is there. But like I say, for our analytics, for our data, it was great just to be able to group them all together and delete them. And it takes no more than about a minute. So for all the inconvenience that people have had over the past with follow bots, so if they're just eating away at their analytics over time, this is just 1 minute. It's over. It's done with. You can get on with streaming and enjoying yourself. Once again, this Twitch tools is not by us. It is done by a guy called CommanderRoot. Go over, make sure you follow him, like him. He's even got some donation buttons there. It has been a godsend. And surprisingly, for Twitch being such a large company, I'm surprised they haven't taken these tools into their own kind of system and added something similar, because that would just eradicate it. And if we could, as streamers, do it on our own, we would, and it would help us out greatly. But until Twitch does something like that, we've got CommanderRoot's tools there. By all means, happy time at removing all the follow bots, get your analytics back together, and you can concentrate on your streaming like you should. I hope we've helped in some way, shape or form to help you remove all those pesky follow bots from your Twitch account. I myself, Tucky, I stream on Twitch over at the SunnyCon Anime Expo Twitch stream. If you want to follow us, I've put the link below. I stream every Monday to Friday from 10 to 11 doing Ring Fit, as I'm trying to lose some extra weight. And I also stream every Monday, Wednesday and Thursday evening, 6 till 9 UK time. So thank you very much for your time, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.